Sci-fi horror remix vault channel.
Little did I know it was creepy. Incomplete, maybe it was a ghost haunting every room.
Welcome, horror fans. Tonight we dive into 3 terrifying real-life roommate horror stories that will haunt you. Brace yourself for a journey into the unknown. Our first story takes us to Maryland, where a college student named Sarah thought she found the perfect roommate. But soon, strange things began happening.
Whispering. I don't know what's going on. My roommate Kelly is acting really weird. Frightened. I hear her talking to herself at night, and sometimes I see shadows that don't make sense.
One night, Sarah decided to confront Kelly.
Horrified. What is this?
He's coming for you next, Sarah.
The Goatman, an urban legend from Maryland, had found his next victim.
The Goatman of Maryland, they say he lurks in the shadows, a grotesque creature born of nightmares. He is half man, half goat, with twisted horns that curl from his skull, eyes that gleam with a malevolent hunger, and a maw that drips with the blood of his victims. Once a man, a scientist driven to madness by his own experiments, he now roams the forests and backroads, his soul corrupted, seeking vengeance on those who dare trespass his domain, on moonless nights. The silence of the woods is shattered by his chilling bleats, a grotesque mimicry of a goat's cry, yet filled with an unmistakable human agony. They say he wields a rusted axe, its blade stained with the life force of countless souls, each swing delivering a brutal end to those unfortunate enough to cross his path. He preys on the curious, the foolish, those who venture too far into the darkness. His victims are found torn apart, their bodies mangled and twisted, as if some unspeakable rage was inflicted upon them.
I can't escape him, his ghostly stare. I'm trapped with my roommate, his presence I can't bear.
Our second story brings us to Point Pleasant, West Virginia. When John moved into an old house with his new roommate, Mark, he didn't expect anything unusual until the nightmares began.
Worried. I've been having these awful dreams and I keep seeing red eyes.
Dismissive.
It's just your imagination. This house is old, that's all.
But John wasn't imagining things. One night he woke up to find Mark standing by the window, staring out into the darkness.
Whispering. Mark, what are you doing?
Entranced.
He wants to come in, John.
The Mothman, an omen of disaster, had come to claim another soul.
Tonight we venture into the shadows of West Virginia, where an ominous creature haunts the night skies.
They call it the Mothman, a harbinger of doom with wings as black as sin and eyes that glow a blood-red hue. Witnesses speak of its chilling screech, a sound that pierces the soul and foretells disaster. As it swoops down from the heavens, terror grips the hearts of all who gaze upon it. Bridges crumble, towns fall into chaos, and tragedy strikes in its wake.
As it swoops down from the heavens, terror grips the hearts of all who gaze upon it.
Bridges crumble, towns fall into chaos, and tragedy strikes in its wake. Beware, for the Mothman is not just a myth, but a dark omen whispering, dreaded in the heart of the brave and the foolish alike.
Our final story takes us to Bishopville, South Carolina. 2 friends, Lisa and Amy, rented a cabin in the woods for a peaceful getaway. But they didn't know what lurked in the swamp.
This place is perfect, so quiet and serene. Terrified. Yeah, but it's a bit too isolated, don't you think?
That night, they heard strange noises coming from the swamp.
Whispering. Do you see that? Terrified. What is that thing?
The lizard man of Scape Ore Swamp, a creature of local legend, had found its prey. Trapped and terrified, they fought for their lives against the monstrous creature.
Tonight we dive into the murky swamps of South Carolina, where a creature of nightmares slithers in the darkness. It's the Lizard Man, an abomination with scales-like armor, eyes that glint with malevolent intelligence, and claws sharp enough to rend flesh from bone.
Eyewitnesses report seeing this monstrosity emerging from the marsh, its hiss echoing through the night, sending shivers down their spines.
Cars are found shredded, livestock mutilated, and the air thick with fear. Is this a cryptid, a government experiment gone awry, or something even more sinister?
The terrifying truth behind the Lizard Man of Scape or Swamp, because sometimes the legends are real and they are hungry.
The Wendigo, Northwest USA.
Pause 2S. Our journey of fear continues in the dense forests of the northern wilderness. Mark and John, two experienced hikers, decided to venture deep into the uncharted territories for an adventurous weekend. Little did they know, they were not alone. Sound of footsteps crunching leaves. Whispering. Did you hear that? Nervous. It's probably just the wind. But it wasn't just the wind. As night fell, the forest grew silent, an unnatural stillness that sent chills down their spines. Suddenly, a distant, haunting whisper echoed through the trees. Whispering, "Mark, do you see that?" Terrified, "What is that thing?" It was the Wendigo, a malevolent spirit of folklore known to haunt those who dared to enter its domain. The creature's eyes glowed with a hunger that no man could satisfy. Pause 2S. Trapped and desperate, Mark and John fought to survive the night, battling both the elements and the relentless pursuit of the Wendigo. Pause 2S. Their story serves as a chilling reminder. Sometimes the wilderness holds more than just the beauty of nature. These are just a few of the horrifying tales of roommates and the monsters that haunt them. Remember, sometimes the scariest things are the ones we can't see, until it's too late. Imagine lying in bed, hearing the creak of a floorboard, and knowing you're not alone. The darkness hides many secrets, and sometimes those secrets are closer than you think. The stories we've shared are not just tales to entertain, but warnings. Warnings that the person you trust to share your space might have a hidden side, a side that only comes out when the lights go off. Friendships can turn into nightmares, and the comfort of a shared home can quickly become a prison of fear. The people we let into our lives can sometimes be the ones who bring the most terror. It's not just the supernatural that we should fear, but the very real darkness that can reside within people. The stories of haunted houses and ghostly apparitions are terrifying, but the true horror lies in the human heart. A locked door might keep out the physical threats, but what about the psychological ones? The paranoia, the anxiety, the constant feeling of being watched. These are the true horrors that can haunt us. Sometimes the signs are there, hidden in plain sight. A strange drawing, an odd behavior, a chilling note. These small clues can be the difference between safety and danger. As the moonlight streams through your window, casting eerie shadows on the walls, remember that the night holds many secrets. Secrets that can turn your safe haven into a place of dread. Time ticks away, and with each passing second, the unknown draws closer. The stories we've shared are a reminder to always be vigilant, to trust your instincts, and to never ignore the signs of danger. The empty rocking chair, the unexplained noises, the feeling of being watched, these are not just figments of imagination. They are the manifestations of the unseen horrors that lurk in the shadows. Fear is a powerful emotion, one that can paralyze us or push us to act. In the face of the unknown, it's important to stay strong, to confront the fear, and to protect yourself from the unseen dangers. As we conclude these tales of terror, remember that the true horror lies not in the stories themselves, but in the reality that they represent. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and always be aware of the darkness that may be closer than you think. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the shadows. Until next time, keep your lights on and your doors locked. You never know what might be lurking just beyond the darkness.
Unleashing worlds beyond this realm. Sci-fi remix. Take the helm. Horror flicks with a futuristic twist. Step into the vault. You can't resist. Infinite dimensions. Mind-bending science. Sci-fi remix. Pushing the heights. Robot